Hi again, year one. So this is the second part of my lesson about Vincent van Gogh. Now for this part, we are going to get creative. Now I've got a big piece of paper and some oil pastels. You might not have oil pastels at home, but you might have wax crayons, or you might have colouring pencils, or you might have paint. You might want to be brave and go for paints, but I've just grabbed myself a selection of oil pastels because we are going to recreate. I'm actually going to turn my page over because I've just covered it in brown. We are going to recreate one of Vincent van Gogh's I'd say probably most famous paintings, called Sunflowers. Now, when you Google sunflowers for your grown-ups at home, you will get different results. So there's sunflowers with, I think, 15 in a vase, or sunflowers with 3 in a vase. You can choose whichever one you think is the nicest. I am just going to draw one sunflower for mine, and I want to look at the fact that when you look really closely at Vincent van Gogh's paintings, you will notice that he uses quite a lot of strokes in his paintings, and it builds up the texture and makes the painting look really beautiful and make it look really real. So I'm just going to have a go at drawing a sunflower. Now this could be terrible. I'm sure you will do much better than me at home. I've got one on my screen that I'm having a look at, which is what will probably be the best thing for you guys to do as well. So in the centre of my sunflower, it's just a little bit of black. Then I've got, it's kind of building it up from the inside out. So then I've got a bit of brown. Then after my brown, I've got a bit more of a reddy brown, which actually might just be bold and use a bit of red in the middle of my sunflower. Now, the key is to make sure that your lines for your sunflower come from the middle out, because that's really what I'm noticing he is doing in his pictures. I've also noticed he's got a bit of green in the middle of his sunflower, so I'm just going to put a bit of green here, a bit of green around here. Then I'm going to go back to my brown. Now, as I said, my drawing is probably not going to be as amazing as yours will be. He's then got a circle here. I'm going to draw that circle and then carry on going over the top of it in my black. The great thing about, you might try this with chalk actually, you might have chalks at home, but the great thing about it, if you use paints or if you used wax crayons, you can kind of smudge them together. But you have to smudge them in the right direction so that they still come out from the middle of your flower. I am then going to do a bit of orange and then another bit of brown before moving on to my petals. You're just kind of building layers of colours. And it's really important that you just try and do individual strokes of the colour. Go back in and fill up the middle because I don't want any white in there, because it's definitely not white in my painting. Now I think that no matter what your picture looks like, it's going to look beautiful. So I'm really excited to see what they might look like as a finished result. I'm just going to do one last ring of brown and we'll start talking petals on our sunflowers. I love sunflowers. They are one of my most favourite flowers because they just make me feel so happy when you look at them. And they remind me of warm weather and sunshine. They really cheer me up. I bet your grown-ups are going to love having a picture of your sunflowers in their house. So now, my picture of a sunflower, the petals are quite yellow and quite orange. I'm looking at which direction he has painted them facing, because if you look really closely, you can see where they come out of. So they all really, I've got a few curly ones. So I'm just going to draw some outlines first. So I've got a curly one, and then I've got a straight one, and another curly one. Now, if you use a light colour, you can kind of just draw an outline once you've got, I might be going off the page a little bit, but once you've got your first layer of petals, the great thing about a sunflower is it has lots of layers, so you can go in the back and draw some more petals and really fill in all the gaps, because these sunflowers, they're just so full and beautiful, and they look like they're in the sunshine. There's loads of light on them, so it's really beautiful and yellow and sunny. I'm going to stop there just so that I can show you a little bit. Now I'm going to colour each one in. Now you'll notice that because all of my petals are the same colour, you might think, how are you going to know where the different petals are? But actually, the beautiful thing about starting with the light colour means you can then go back in on top with a slightly darker colour and mark in where some of the shadows might be. So you'll have shadows between your petals. Shadows here. There'll be a shadow about here. There might be some browns in your shadow. If it's a really big shadow, it'll be darker. If it's a really dark shadow. And you will keep going in. I don't really know what I was going for there. You'll keep going in and layering it up. Now you'll notice that all of mine, I'm going out from the middle of the flower. So that's the key, because that will show which way your flowers spread from the middle. I'm probably going to stop there. I don't think you need me to tell you any more. If you just keep layering up the colours, so now I've got a nice, a light brown I'd call it, but it's a really, really nice sunflowery colour actually. Now you need to be really brave when you do your pictures and add in some colours that you think might be there just to build up all of those layers. Because you'll notice, I'll move the camera now and give you a quick sneak peek. So you'll notice in the Van Gogh version, he's got so many browns in there. So there's some browns, there's a bit of red, some green, that he just uses to show kind of the dimension of the picture and the fact that it's all 3D. It's a 3D thing he's drawing on a 2D picture. So it links to our work on shapes actually as well, because you think about how you're going to draw something 3D when it's on a flat piece of paper. Anyway, I think that your sunflowers are going to look beautiful. They're going to be all colourful and sunny, and they're going to really cheer us up when you send us pictures of them. So have a good go at drawing your sunflowers. I think it really helps to have a picture of a sunflower in front of you. So that's my top tip. Have a picture of what you're going to draw in front of you, and you can think about where the pot is going to be. So if I just do a little sketch at the bottom, when you're looking at your whole picture, you'll have the pot. There's a vase, that's the better word for it, not a pot, silly me. A vase at the bottom, and then there's a flower kind of coming up this way in mine, and there's a flower coming out this way, and then there's like a big one here. So you will have all these beautiful flowers. Now these are pretty terrible flowers I'm drawing. Yours will be so much better than mine. And you'll see how Van Gogh painted his pictures. Now, let me know what you find out. I can't wait to see your pictures and have so much fun. It has to be a fun activity. Enjoy.